All right, welcome back to Therapy Thursday. Today we're talking about the Buffalo Concussion Bike Test. Its sister or partner test, we did a YouTube video way back in 2016 called the Buffalo Concussion Treadmill Test. Same authors, University of Buffalo sports medicine doctor, Dr. Leddy, has now validated the bike version of this test, which uses the same increasing progressive exertion idea to try and identify a threshold at which either your heart rate spikes or your post-concussive symptoms spike. So we're using these two scales here. We've got a 10-point Likert scale, 0 to 10, to identify the starting point for whatever the most prevalent post-concussive symptom is for the athlete or patient. So it might be headache, dizziness, nausea, whatever that is before they start, they identify a number. If that spikes by more than 3 at any point during the test will be stopped. The other thing we're going to measure is their exertion level. So every 2 minutes, we're going to check and ask how hard they're working, and the scale is a 6 to 20 Borg perceived exertion scale. So for the bike test, the cadence is going to always be between 60 and 70 RPM, which we can see on this Concept 2 screen. And the watts, or the power, which is the resistance, is slowly going to increase. So that differs from the treadmill. Instead of making it faster on the treadmill and more incline, we're keeping the cadence steady, but we're increasing the resistance. And specifically, the University of Buffalo group has identified a chart. So for this athlete, we've identified her body weight, and so we know that every 2 minutes we have to increase her wattage by a certain amount. So we're at phase 1 here. At 2 minutes, we want you, Laura, to go up to 47 watts, and I'll increase the resistance just slightly. You keep your RPMs the same. So every 2 minutes, we're going to ask how hard you're working. So from 0 to 20, how hard do you think you're working right now, Laura? An 8, and I know you don't have a concussion, but if you did, we'd ask you if anything's changed from this first to second interval. So we're going through this all the way to the end until either the rate of perceived exertion has gone higher than 18, or we've reached a stopping point and the symptoms have jumped more than 3 for any of her concussive symptoms. I've got her heart rate here. I've got my chart ready to document it all. This is the Buffalo Concussion Bike Test. See you next week on Therapy Thursday.